Today, you're going to hate me and shoot me because I'm going to talk about a subject that is a favorite among many of you, astrology, the horoscopes, the zodiac signs. It is something really stupid that we've inherited from thousands of years ago when the Babylonians decided to, compare the connection between the sky and human behavior. They look at the sun and the moon and the planets, and they also saw some constellations which they imagine to be shapes of mythical creatures, mythical animals like the bull, like a fish, like a scorpion, like, water, pouring water. So these shapes, in fact, nowadays, if you try to find them, you will see them, but they're far away from each other. We know a lot more nowadays. We know that our galaxy, the Milky Way, is only one among many other galaxies, and it has about 100 billion stars. Venus, which is the closest planet, it can be as far away as 261 million kilometers, can be as close as 38 million kilometers. The star that is closest to us, the Proxima Centauri, if we had to travel to it using our technology, it would take us about 6,300 years. How can this multitude and enormity and distance of these planets, these stars, influence us? Could it be some magnetic influence? Well, if it is, the fridge on which you have magnets, those magnets have more magnetic influence than these planets. So this doesn't make sense at all. I mean, I have to admit that I also used to believe in the zodiac signs, in the horoscopes. Not only did I believe, but actually used to make readings. I used to work out the ascendant, the date, and the time of birth of a person and give them a personal horoscope. And funnily enough, when I believed it, these people actually liked them and they thought they were quite good. Now, why does this happen? How does astrology seem to work? And why is it still so popular? There are various reasons. First of all, we are more like one another than we think. We think we are very different from one another, but we are more alike. In fact, I tried an experiment various times when I had 12 people who have different zodiac signs, and I gave them a reading, and then they had to grade it from 1 to 10, and the average I got was 8 out of 10. And then I told them that these horoscopes are all the same. That shows that we are very close to each other. Besides that, there's the vagueness and openness of the statements on these horoscopes, and we try to fit them to our character. It is called the Barnum effect, after P.T. Barnum, the greatest showman, who was not as nice and as good as he is in the film. It's called either the Barnum effect, in fact, Barnum said a sucker is born every minute, or the Forer effect. Besides that, there is the ability of our brain to pick and choose what suits us, which I talked about last time, called subjective validation. Then we don't like to take responsibility for many of our actions. We try to blame it on the stars, as Shakespeare said, both in King Lear and in Julius Caesar. We are the result of genetics, what we inherited from our parents and grandparents, of the way our brain works, the complexities, the wiring of the brain, and of the environment in which we are brought up. Astrology is nothing but a kind of profiling and stereotyping. How can it be possible that if I was born on the same date and time as Hitler, for example, or Stalin, I have the same characteristics that he had or that they had? Or if I was born on the same date as the Pope, do I have the same characteristics as the Pope? It is a superstition based on ignorance of facts. these are things we inherited from the past, which are not very good. I mean, ignorance brought us racism, colonialism, genocide, the oppression of women and the oppression of gays, and slavery. I mean, astrology is not as bad as all these, but it is still based on the lack of knowledge, lack of scientific knowledge. Don't waste your time on horoscopes, on astrology. Look up at the sky and see the majesty, the enormity of the universe, and how small we are, and how lucky we are that on this small planet we have water, we have carbon, and we have, vegetation to help us live with our children and our children's children. So let's take care of what we have. Let's endorse the science that we have learned these last 200 years. I'll talk about another subject next time. In the meantime, if you have any comments or any questions, you can send me an email on sceptical@gmail.com, and I'll try to talk about them. Thank you for watching, and thank you for listening. Bye.